Oh my goodness, that is so much fun.
Oh, dudes, that was one of my favorite bass players. Ian is like the bass player's bass player. Damn you, Ian, you are so good. His time, his groove, oh, too good. That clip you saw at the beginning of this video, that is taken directly from the lesson that you're about to watch, where Ian's gonna teach you a bunch of stuff. It's actually based on a song that Ian co-wrote with Cory Wong of Vulfpeck. It's got a ton of slap stuff in it. Ian's gonna show you exactly how he's doing that double thummy thing. And it is so funky. He's one of the best I've ever seen do it. Just so funky, so in the pocket. And then he's also going to break down how he's getting the synth bass thing as well. So you're going to see the pedals that he's got, the signal chain, and all of that good stuff as well. And look out as well, because Ian is going to be coming up on our channel much more in the next few months. I think that he's just such a great guy to have in the bass community, and I think that you're going to dig it. Anyway, Ian, take it away. Take one.
Oh my goodness, that is so much fun. I just can't help but like smile and be so into that. That's a song called That's My Passport Photo by Cory Wong and the Green Screen Band. That's a song that I actually co-wrote with Cory Wong. And it's funny, I don't know about you, but I have all of these voice memos, right, on my phone, like across like different eras and years. Like when I was into mini disc, right? I had like all these bass licks on mini disc. When I was into, like I had a Zoom recorder, right? I mean, so across, you know, and then different like voice memo platforms. Now on my phone, I feel like I have 100 of these little ideas. And sometimes, like, when I record something, I put a riff in or a lick, or play something, and I go, oh, that feels, boy, it feels like I completed something. But really, the idea, if it doesn't go anywhere, it might make you feel good, but then there's no output, right? And Cory Wong is very high output. So I had this idea, I played this slap thing, right? I had this riff. A buddy of mine told me that it sounds like Toe Jam and Earl, which is just like an old NES game. I think it kind of does. I think that's maybe where like I got the inspiration. But it's like, and I had that in my phone, and I thought, that seems cool to me, but it's not something that I'm going to do. Like, it's not something that a record that I would make. Like, this is like this is who I am. I'm making like a slap bass record. For some reason, that just felt like, nope, I don't think I'm gonna do that. But I know somebody in town that might want to use it or might want to collaborate, right? So I hit up Cory and he was like, great, let's get together. And we had a super fun day. That dude works so hard and he's so fast. And one of the highlights was just seeing him like come up with that intro part, that like skank part with his like wrist all like loose, and oh, it's just amazing. Let's talk about slapping for a minute. It's not something that I do very much, but I really do love the sound. I would be lying to you if I said like, oh yeah, slapping's not cool. Like obviously it's not cool if you're trying to slap on the wrong song. If you're slapping on My Girl, I don't know, right? But like in the appropriate genre for the appropriate tune, it's the perfect thing. So what I do, I really like the sound of double thumbing. Like when I heard Victor Wooten do the double thumb thing, I think on like one of his VHS videos that I had, I was boggled because it sounded so funky. It sounded like playing with a pick. And I really love that like funky pick sound where it's like all 16th note. And then I thought like, man, I would love to be able to do that with my thumb. Because that doesn't sound too ridiculous, right? Now, if you're playing like, that doesn't groove as hard either. In fact, like the pops kind of stopped me there. You probably saw that in my body. Like that doesn't feel very good to me. So popping, like I was never able to do the thing where I'm like putting in a huge series of like, you know, double and triple pops and make it all feel really good. Like really for me, it's about thumb. I really like the sound of the thumb. And I mean, I love Larry Graham. Like when I hear Larry Graham play, and I'm not sure if Larry does double thumb, but he has just this solid foundation where I could hear that dude play one note. I mean, dance to the music, you know? Like that thing. I don't know if I'm playing that right, but just the spirit of that bounce. I love the sound of that because it sort of reminds me, like I said, it reminds me of a pick. And the popping sort of throws me. So when I was working on this tune for Cory, like there's a couple of pops at the top of that, right? It's sort of the accents. But then it goes all thumb in that section. And that's the thing that I love, sitting on one note. And what I'm doing to make that happen is almost the opposite of what Cory does. Cory has this super loose wrist thing to get the 16th note funk. For me, I'm almost making my thumb and wrist like a lever, and then it's just controlled by my arm. I mean, my wrist is not loose when I'm playing that. I have no idea how I would do that. So what I'm doing is it's coming from my shoulder and elbow, and then to get the up sound, I mean, obviously the down sound, you're working with the bone of your thumb, right? You're striking down on the string, and then I land on the adjacent string, and then to go up, there's just a slight change in the direction of my hand. I'm almost pulling my hand away from the bass slightly, digging the corner of my fingernail in and pulling. And then obviously you can do all of your scales, any of the things that you're working on, any bass line scales, you just work on with your double thumb. So if you're playing, you play with your thumb with a pick. And I really like that thought of that you should be able to play any line that you play, or you should work on any line with your fingers, with your thumb, and with a pick. And I think that will really help you develop that sense of groove. Just take one note. All you need is one, right? And if you get your thumb going in a 16th, let's slow it down. If you get your thumb going in a 16th note motion, just try to get a soft sound on one string, and then start to add notes. And I would be happy doing that all day. I love the sound of that, just like chugging 16th note thing. So that's what really defines Passport Photo, this song. And then let's move on. There's one other sound. I'm using the old Attack synth. That's on the Line 6 Helix. Boy, Line 6 put out this purple pedal early 2000s, I think, called the FM4. Had a bunch of sounds in it that I fell in love with. I still use them all the time. So this is like an Ian Allison secret. Attack synth is so great. It does the backwards envelope thing. So there's a couple of moments when it breaks down to the B section. I'm just playing an E. And then there's a line that where it's the 5 and then the flat 3 kind of pushing to the natural third, that blue note. And then also squiggles sound really fun with this sound. So, you know, we put a squiggle in, right? It's just so much fun. It's a good time. So when I brought that to Cory, we hung out all day and worked on it. And then I was just so thrilled. He was like, hey man, I'd love to put this on my record. And he did it, and it felt really fun to go from voice memo mode, where it's like the voice memos that will never see the light of day, to having a friend of mine and an artist who I truly respect put it on the record. So I'm really proud of this one, and it is like slap bass all the way. So get that double thumb going, check it out, see if it works for you.
So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. If you are an Academy member, make sure that you go and check out Ian's full course, where he takes you through, I think like 10 or 11 or 12 separate tunes where he's worked with really fantastic artists, and he breaks down how he's playing, his approach as a freelance musician, how his signal change, the gear he's using, and everything in between. It's really good. If you aren't a member, you can grab a 14-day free trial at scottsbasslessons.com and get yourself up to get started today. And if you've not been to Scott's Bass Lessons yet, make sure you go there right now, because we've actually got a really cool special offer on memberships that you can check out today. And I think it lasts for a few days anyway, and then it's ending. But go check it out at the website before you miss it. George is staring into my soul. Look at him. What are you doing, George? Anyhow, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you in the shed.